Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of our Airline Tycoon Let's Play. Today we're starting off with the meeting, and again, passengers are absolutely amazing. We're miles above the rest. As you can finally see now, the image is starting to go up, which is great as well, so that's at 1%. Extremely happy about that. Personnel's the same, and planes 99%, but overall we're doing extremely well. So let's get on with today's meeting.
Good morning. It's nice you could all make. Let's start with your planes are in very good. Okay, next is Falcon Lines.
Alright, this is us.
Is okay, but you should still work on it. Your planes are in excellent condition.
Right, again, same stuff as every single morning, but I'm glad to see that image, I guess, is starting to take effect. It's at 1%, which is going to take a while to go ahead and grow, but we can go ahead and do that. Hopefully, maybe every episode, hopefully a percentage will start to go up. That's the aim going forwards. Anyways, looking at our planes, we're pretty full actually till tomorrow afternoon, so we can go ahead and mess around with that. There's nothing really too exciting. There's something really exciting tonight, a profit of 700,000. That is amazing. So looking forward to that, but overall, outside of that, there's really nothing too exciting. It's just your normal day-to-day stuff on the smaller plane there. On our bigger Potsdam, it's mainly just JFK flights, which we just need to go ahead and continue to promote, making a nice amount of profit there actually, and we're back up to 1.9 million, which is great to see. That there is getting us about 200,000, which is very nice. Anyway, so in today's episode, we're going to go ahead and jump into, I always go ahead and do that, at the start of every single day I want to jump into the advertisers, and I just can't, I simply can't, because of course, the advertisers for some reason don't open to 12 o'clock, so have a mind of your own. Right, so do we actually need to, we're going to go ahead and actually just fill up the schedule going forward with a Bitterfeld, just so we can go ahead and not have to worry about it again for a while. So we're looking, we arrive back in Palma, so we go to Munich and we go to, or we fly back from Munich, sorry, and we fly back from Palma on Friday. So we need to go ahead and see if we can alter anything around that, maybe go ahead and try tying some other flights with that, or if we can go ahead and find something leaving London on a Friday afternoon when the plane returns in from Palma. So far there's nothing really too exciting on this board, so wait, we're thinking about Friday here, so this is a possibility. That's actually not, I'm going to take that, I think that's not bad at all. There's also London Kiev as well, that's a good shout. There's 2 London Kievs on here. 2 for Friday. I think we can fit both you guys in, so we're going to go ahead and grab both of yous, and let's go ahead and schedule yous. Penalties are kind of high, which, as we know, the reward hopefully should be kind of high. So we'll go ahead and do something like that, and I think we'll put London Kiev, sort of fly out to London at the very end of the day. So yeah, that's a really good flight to pick up. Profit of 215,000, and London Dublin is 33,000, but for this such a short distance it is, that's actually quite a good profit. So overall happy with that, and that'll bring us into Saturday, which we can deal with later on today or tomorrow. So looking at this here, it's just JFK scheduled charters pretty much going for the rest of the week, and that's what this flight is constantly going to be unless we can pick up another transatlantic flight, like I said in the previous episodes. We will jump into the advertisers when they do go ahead and open, but so far, just talking about the first 2 episodes actually, I think they have been extremely successful. I had a lot of fun making them, and the first episode got a really good reception. Second episode hasn't actually gone out yet, but the first episode did extremely well. How long will this Let's Play be? I don't honestly know, to be honest. It's probably realistically going to be maybe 5 to 10 episodes. It's not going to be an extremely long one, that is for sure, because there is only so much you can do in this game, but it is still a very fun game. A lot of people ask where you can go ahead and get this game. Just buy it off Steam, it's really cheap, and I'm sure you will have an absolute blast. So let's go ahead and look at the skies and see what is happening. We've got a flight coming in from Vienna and we're flying out to Vienna, so really not much at all happening in that respect. What we're going to do is we're going to go along to Rick's Cafe and we're going to see if he's got any more advice for us, because we've not actually gone in to Rick's Cafe yet, to be honest. So basically Rick's Cafe, if you don't know, if you're new to this game, this is where you basically come along and get tips. However, once you've passed the first few days, he can give you a wee bit more advanced tips, which I'm just looking for something which maybe a refresher, or maybe something that I don't know, because there are a few small aspects about this game I really don't know, so we're going to go ahead and find out, hopefully something new.
I was also young and dynamic once, and successful.
What would
Right, you told me absolutely nothing.
A lot about airlines.
Indeed. Ages ago, I even owned one. Hey, now I remember who you are. Your picture was in the newspaper recently. You're head of one of the airlines, aren't you?
Exactly. I wanted to ask whether you've got some tips for me.
Sure I have. By the way, just call me Rick. The first thing you should do is to get orders. There are 2 travel agencies on the airport where you can get some. You could also call abroad. If you haven't already, you should buy yourself a Filofax and a cell phone. That saves a lot of time. You can find these things in the duty-free shop.
Right, okay, so overall nothing really exciting there at all. Not really, nothing that I don't know already. Just want to see what's in the newsstand here as well, actually. I don't think there's really much.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to sell them anymore. The airport manager has forbidden them.
So what do you actually do? Do you do anything? No, I'm guessing this is just an extra feature. Yeah, there's strange. I just want to see what everything actually is. I know you can go to the toilet as well, and I know there can be certain days where you go to the toilet and you will not leave the toilet because you're ill. But I guess we just went to the toilet there. One thing I do want to do is go into the duty-free shop and see if possible there is. I want the laptop. That's what I really want, the laptop. But unfortunately, it's just not in stock yet at all. Anyway, the advertiser is now open. So what we're going to go ahead and do is very quickly just run into here and continue our advertising campaigns. So I want to improve my overall image, and we're going to go ahead and a TV spot for 250,000. Now, I actually want to see how my overall airline image is doing, because last time only 5 people knew, but now 14 people know, so hopefully it's just going to continually get better and better as we go forward. So it's nice to see that progression, even though it is very small. I also want to go ahead and improve the image of one of my routes, which is the New York, London, London, New York route. So it's up to 9% image, which is good. The capacity is still at 57%, so there's still a long way to go on that. But again, we're going to go with another TV spot. This time it's a bit cheaper, which is good, but it's going to be absolutely ideal. And I think that is all for today, so thank you very much. So with that done, we're going to go ahead and just check the scheduling for the Bitterfeld. So I'm just going to have a look at some stuff for Saturday and Sunday going forwards, just so we can be prepared. And then what we'll do is we'll call it a day early, to be honest. And in the last 2 episodes I went ahead and I recorded 3 days, and that was an episode. But if I'm playing a full day, it really takes me about 15 minutes to go through a full day, which is quite a lot. So what I want to do is ideally keep the videos to half an hour long, because you obviously want a lot of content on one hand, but at the same time I was editing it and I was like, right, okay, this is too long, this is just too long, so I think I'm going to cut it down to more like half an hour, maybe 2 days or 2.5 days, something a bit more like that. Anyway, so we're looking for, oh, that's a transatlantic, so we'll take that there. So we're looking for Saturday onwards, so London, Berlin, there's a London, Kiev for Sunday. Again though, I mean that London, Kiev is a good shout actually, I think we'll take that one. London Dakar, mind you, and Bermuda London, because that's a transatlantic as well. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to grab until Tuesday and Saturday. I can grab you guys, and I'm also going to grab the London Dakar as well. And maybe the London Kiev? I don't know, we'll see. We just took 5 flights off the board there, which is probably the most we've ever done actually. So let's go ahead and see if we can pencil these in. So let's go ahead and start off here. We're gonna fly. So whereabouts are you? You're in Kiev, so you might as well go back via Rome and then to London, and this is gonna go from London to Berlin. So that's fine. So that's making a loss of 13,000. Then you're making 21,000. Then you're making 40,000. So that's totally fine. Then on the big plane, shit. So Friday. It's Friday tomorrow, right? So Ottawa, London. I want as one of the planes coming back. So JFK, we'll put you in there, and then we'll just get rid of you because we don't need you anymore. So that's totally fine, that works, and that gets us, so it's going to lose, what, 5,000, which is nothing, and then it's going to make us 230,000 tomorrow, so profitable flight there tomorrow for the Potsdam. London, Dakar, this could be not an issue, but it's going to have to go Oh, is this going to allow me? That's the question. Yeah, that should be fine. Then it's going to fly transatlantic from Dakar. That's quite a big loss. So we make a profit from London to Dakar of... It's the distance, that's the thing. I didn't check the distance because it's only 90 passengers, so I thought I could fit this on the smaller plane. But it's the distance. So obviously, our smaller plane can't go the distance to Dakar. Dakar's in Senegal in West Africa, by the way, if you don't know. So how long is that? It's 4,300 kilometers, and how long can you actually go? Yeah, you can only go 3,900, so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there. So 85,000 profit, then you're going to lose 47,000, which is a bit rubbish. And then you're going to... I need to see... Where am I going to get this flight in? The Bermuda to London? Actually, you're going to fly to Bermuda, because it's going to take less time to fly to Bermuda, even though it costs more somehow. So Dakar to Bermuda, it's going to lose 56,000, but you're going to make 171,000, which isn't too bad. And then from there on, back to back, non-stop, which is going to be continuous chartered routes or blue routes going forwards, which I don't mind at all. Interested to see how tonight's one, or I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow actually, to see how profitable that is going forward. But I think that's all those flights scheduled. All the 5 flights we picked up there. So that's us into Saturday. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to call it quits for today, and we're going to jump into tomorrow's meeting because there's nothing really else to do today. So sabotage on Honey Airlines doesn't affect me though. Passenger numbers went up a bit overnight, but not really that much, and we're well in the lead, which is good. Image and everything else stays the same. Just going to skip today's meeting because I can pretty much guarantee you what it is going to be already. So I'm starting to think as well that we might be good going ahead and upgrading more of the Potsdam. So we made a bit of money overnight. Not, well, I suppose we made, what, 500,000, maybe a bit more overnight, so that's quite good. I still really need to think if I want to go ahead and sell my smaller plane. I don't know what I want to do, that's the thing. I think we're going to go ahead and maybe upgrade another aspect of this Potsdam though, going forward. I think that's a good shout. I'm not really at all sure what I should go for though. Maybe the cheapest, which is 576,000. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the comfort, so that's going to take a day to happen. And that'll cost 500,000 one off though, which will be worth it because we're going to keep that plane because it is our bigger plane. And eventually we might sell this Bitterfeld, but I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, right now what I seem to be doing is just spending money. Spending money constantly. So because we're trying to get as much profit out of this Potsdam flight here. So as you can see, going from New York to London, it made us 58,000, which is really good to see, and that made us 43,000 at flying back out to New York. So overall there, that's at like 110,000 profit. So it's good to see it doing so well going forward. And again, what, 26,000 a day. So overall for Friday, it's making a profit of about 80,000-90,000. So it's finally starting to take effect after all this advertising. It is paying off. So I'm really happy with that. Again, that is possibly due though as well to upgrading the comfort, and that's why it's good to do that. Going back to what I was saying about spending money, like, if we wanted to go ahead and sell this, which we could go ahead and sell this, and to be honest, I might actually go ahead and sell this. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I want to sell it or not though. I mean, it's a good wee plane. It is a good wee plane. And I'm thinking about going ahead and grabbing another charter. I think that's what we maybe should do. We should maybe keep a hold of this, start upgrading it, and use this as like just a European flight. Because I don't necessarily need to keep going transatlantic and all that sort of stuff around the world. I don't mind having a European plane. I mean, that would work quite well. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of... I'm a bit all over the place with my thoughts here, but I think we're going to hold on to this for the time being anyway. So what we're going to do, I think, today is we're going to go ahead and inquire about another route. A European route though, and hopefully start to promote that. Anyway, so you're fine for today, you're fine for... We need to get more flights for Saturday onwards though, and you're in Berlin. So let's go ahead and see what air travel has going forwards. So we're looking for Saturday. London, Rome. Not bad. There's a transatlantic there which we'll take. There's another transatlantic there which we'll take. London, Dakar I think we'll avoid going forward. Right, Saturday. There's nothing really that takes my fancy, to be honest, on Saturday, so I'll stand out and I'll come back in, and there's new flights up for Saturday, which is good. Copenhagen, Amsterdam. I'll take this one, Amsterdam to London. I don't think that's going to be very profitable though, but we'll go ahead and take it anyway, and we'll go ahead and pencil all this stuff in and see how we do. So let's go ahead and put you in there. So you're going to lose 4,000 flying from Berlin to Amsterdam. However, you're going to make 9,000, so I mean it's not a loss at the end of the day, and it gets us back to London, which is a good thing. Let's look here. So we've got 2 more transatlantic flights. So instead of flying from JFK to London, you're going to go from JFK to out to Bermuda. Then you're going to go from Bermuda to London, which is good. Fixed profit 500,000. That is some payday on Monday, honestly. That is some payday. Then Ottawa can be any time until Tuesday, which is a good thing. So what I am thinking is, I don't really know. The thing is, I always want to have a blue flight every single day, but we don't actually have one, I realise, on Sunday, which is a bit of a shame. So that's like a guaranteed loss, if you know what I mean, for the route. I really should have took that Dakar flight, to be honest. What's the penalty on that? The penalty's too high. The penalty, that's a really good profit though. Nah, I think we'll leave things as they are. And this Ottawa-London flight, I think you've only got 90 passengers, which is interesting. I think you will actually go on Tuesday, so you'll fly in there instead. And there we go, and that gives us a profit of 69,000. It costs 5,000 to fly from New York to Ottawa, so that's totally fine. And I guess there's a blue flight still every single day from Monday onwards. It's just Sunday, it's the only day that we're missing a blue flight, so it's not that bad, I guess. But let's see, 43,000, 58,000, doing well there. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is jump into the advertisers and do our daily dose of advertising. So I'm very quickly just going to go ahead and get this over with. So let's go ahead and improve my image. Airline, we're just going to do another, we're going to go for a movie this time. And then we're just going to go ahead and actually see if it's gone up from 14 people yesterday. So it's up to 17 people, so we're getting close to that 2%. We need 3 more people. And then I also want to go ahead and improve the individual route. So the image has gone to 14%, the capacity's gone up even more, which is good. And let's go ahead and go for a TV spot there as well, which is nice to see. So with that done, we're going to go ahead and run downstairs. I just want to check the flight board for today, see what's going on in the air with the other airlines. The main reason I come to this is just to see how the other airlines are doing, because, I mean, somehow Sunshine Airlines and Phoenix, the blue and red airlines, they don't have anything going on today, which is really poor. Honeycomb, I think Honeycomb are our nearest rivals anyway, and they've got 2 flights in action today, but I wouldn't say they're anything special. I mean, going to Stockholm's not bad, and Vienna, but it's not getting the passenger numbers, if you know what I mean. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and visit the manager for the first time in a while. I don't know if we've ever actually gone and spoke to him when we don't have a meeting. I can't really remember what he has to say. I'm pretty sure we can click on this actually, so you can go ahead and buy overseas branch offices, which is actually really tempting. Like Kiev I think would be quite a good one to have. We'll take this postcard and we can read that later. I have no idea what that is. But let me have a think. So I want to apply for an expansion of the airport. We don't have enough room. So this would basically mean that we have more gates, and if I had 3 planes I probably would have 2 gates, but I want to inquire and see how much an extra gate would cost.
You should wait a while. You just started your airline. Let's wait for a bit and see how things develop.
Right, so unfortunately we can't go ahead and get an extra gate yet, so we just need to wait a bit longer. But let's go ahead and check out the route boards here. This is what I want to see here. So, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? I do want a European route. That's mainly what I want, is a European route going forward. So the options, I mean, we've been through the options before, and I want a long range one though. I'd really like Kiev. Kiev would be really optimal, but I think there is a direct flight. Vienna, Zurich, I don't know, I can't zoom in, that's the problem with that. But I need a long range one which has a lot of cities, that's the thing. That is the real thing. I'm starting to think maybe Berlin or Copenhagen. So Berlin, I'm thinking Berlin. Berlin, 600,000 per day. Let's go ahead and do it. So let's kick things off with Berlin. So that's going to cost us 600,000 per month, 20,000 per day. So as long as we make more than 20,000 a day, then we'll be fine on that front. So let's go ahead and dip out of here, and now we've got that. It's going to cost us even more money, but hopefully it'll be worth it. We're going to go ahead and start scheduling in Berlin stuff on our smaller plane going forward. So jump in here, we go into our routes. So Berlin is a not bad range flight, so it takes what, 4 hours it looks like on there, so not too bad at all, and it really doesn't cost a lot to fly actually, so this isn't going to make us that much profit unless we do it twice a day, and because the flight length is only 4 hours, we should be having it every single day without a doubt, no problem. But it's just how, if we go ahead and do it more than that, because I still want to go ahead and obviously have green flights. As I said, I've always wanted to have a mixture of orders because some orders can pay absolutely amazingly. As we know, I mean, like for example, the London-Kiev one, it's bringing me in 200,000 tonight, and I don't think an individual blue route ever would. I don't think that would ever happen. So anyway, that's scheduled in there. What we're going to do is we're going to jump back next door and go to the advertising agency and just go ahead and start promoting this route. So let's go ahead, and I would like to improve my airlines. I would like to improve the image of one of my routes. Finally, we have 2 routes, so this actually dialogue makes sense. So as you can see, the capacity is at 0%, images at 0%, not optimal at all. And let's go ahead and let's get a TV spot. Let's do this. I think TV spot's the best for this kind of thing. And I think that's us done there for this now. Right, so I want to go ahead and inquire actually about upgrading the Bitterfeld inside. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade all of this to 2 stars. So it's going to cost me quite a bit of money. It's going to cost me 500,000 once, which isn't, I mean, it isn't too bad. Again, it's an investment. It should bring more people onto the plane going forward, which is good. I'll also go ahead and upgrade the food to 2 stars. Now that's actually going to bring us pretty much down to $1 million, which is, you know, it's the lowest amount we've ever been at, but in a sense, we've never really been making as much profit as this. We are still doing really well. Our image is going up, our individual routes are going up, so I'm really, really happy about everything with the airline. Anyway, so with that done, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call it a day there, because I don't really think there's anything else to do. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just call it quits, and we're going to have a 3rd day, or at least part of a 3rd day. So passenger numbers, again, we've hit 4,000, which is great. The image is at 2%, but everything else is still the same.
Let's start with your... Okay, next is...
Right, Falcon Lines.
Your airline is average. That's okay, but it can definitely do with improvement. The condition of your planes is exemplary. Keep up the good work. Your flight personnel are competent and do good work. And now...
Right, okay, so that's one thing that I picked up on and I've sort of missed over the past few days is my flight staff, my flight attendants. They do good work, but good work isn't the best work, if you know what I mean. So we can go ahead and definitely work on that today. That is something that we should probably go ahead and inquire about. But first of all, we need to go ahead and fill up the schedule a bit because we've not really gone ahead and put in any more flights. So tomorrow I do want to fly to Berlin, or on Sunday I guess I do want to fly to Berlin again. Maybe, yeah, just once more at some point. I'm not bothered about when, but that only takes up like 8 hours of the day, so we need to get some orders for the rest of Sunday. I just want to go ahead and check and see how we did this morning. So nice profit of 300,000 there. Be interesting to see how you do this afternoon flying back to London, because I mean that route's popularity is on the increase, as we know. And also that plane got an upgrade from yesterday as well, because you're now at 3 stars in the comfort department as well, which is pretty nice to see. And you've all upgraded successfully. The Bitterfeld is a 2-star plane. And I think I might leave the Bitterfeld for the time being anyway at 2 stars, just because like European flights are never super fancy. It's usually transatlantic or long haul flights are really fancy. So I think we'll just leave it at 2 star for now, because in a sense I do want to have a realistic aspect in this as well. This is why I want the notebook here really badly, because I keep forgetting the scheduling. So we need to go ahead and get stuff for Sunday for 90 people onwards. Ideally we need to get back to London. However, the good thing about the route is you don't have to do both legs, you can just do Berlin to London. I don't have to do London to Berlin, so that's totally fine. Anyway, the Atlantis flight, that's always tempting, but I'm not going to go for it. London, Vienna, I'm happy to take that because that's quite close to Berlin. London, Stockholm, I can take any of these now that we've got this route established. Literally, all these are... I don't want to have too many clashes, mind you, but we can go ahead and take most of these, no problem. Let's go ahead and actually literally grab all 5 of these because we can fit them in and we can just go ahead and dot our route London to Berlin around that. Absolutely no problem at all. So let's go ahead and start off with Sunday. We're going to Dublin, so that's not a long flight. Losing 5,000 but making 32,000. Then you fly out to Barcelona making 91,000. Coming back, could you go via Berlin? I'm thinking you probably could, so we can get rid of you. Put you in there, so that's a loss of 12,000. Which I don't mind. What about, let's put a London Berlin back in there. So you lose 8,000 going back to London, so it's best to do that. And it looks like that's the first time we've had a gate clash in a while actually. It's just because obviously the Potsdam is rarely using the gate at all because it's mainly in the air actually. The flight times are always like, what, 8 to 10 hours just because it is transatlantic, so that kind of makes sense, whereas these ones are much shorter because it is just European stuff. And that carries us over into the next day. So what about on Monday? You're going to fly out to Vienna, but you might as well just fly out to Berlin. London to Berlin, do the short flight from Berlin to Vienna, and then fly back. So you'll be a random profit, you lose 6,000 but you make 27,000, which is wonderful to see. And all is good there. There's no flights I've missed, there's 2 flights I've missed. Oh, these are both 180 passengers. Oh shit. Please, please, please say you are not expensive. Actually, to be fair, I can fit you in. Get rid of you. Let's go ahead and see. So it's only 13,000. The penalty's only 7,000. So yeah, it costs you 2,000 to fly from London to Brussels. You'll then fly from Brussels to London for 13,000. You know what you're going to do? You're actually going to take a wee break because this plane has been working pretty much non-stop. Then you're going to fly from London to New York about there. So you're going to get a wee break for the first time in a while because the Potsdam is pretty chock-a-block as you can see there. So I think it's maybe we deserve rest there on Tuesday morning. And then that accommodates that flight. We've still got another flight on Wednesday to Stockholm, which we need to go ahead and fit in here somewhere, which we can go ahead and do. Not there though, so you're going to have to move into there, I think. And you can move there. So it's going to cost 15,000 to fly out to Stockholm, but we'll get 62,000 in return. And I'm happy to do that flight, no problem. And then of course we've got some more back-to-back going forward, London to New York and New York to London. Again though, when we get to maybe Monday or so, we'll start to go ahead and schedule in some more blue flights there. I am half thinking though that we could just, instead of flying from Dakar to Bermuda, we could always fly back to London. And then from London... Wait, how long is the flight from London to Dakar? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to Dakar. I never realised it was that long. Yeah, no, we can't really fit any more in there. So we'll leave the Potsdam for now, and I'm happy with how the Bitterfeld is looking for today. Anyway, so time to do our daily dose of... Oh, we can't advertise. No way. We can't advertise for 2 days. Well, that's a nightmare. It's sort of just become a daily thing. I just go into the advertisers every single day, and I can't today, which sucks. So we're going to jump into the personnel office, because we've not been here in a while, but we need to go ahead and just look how our flight attendants and pilots are doing overall. I think our flight attendants maybe need to be a little bit better.
Hello, boss. Here are the current applications. Which ones do you want?
So I'm not looking to hire anyone yet, though we might go ahead and do that. So I need to go ahead and I'm not wanting to increase the salaries. I don't want... Show me the file with my advisors. So I don't have... It's maybe a good idea to get an advisor, I'm starting to think, because I do know a lot about this game, but it's go ahead and actually have a strategy, I think it'd be good to go ahead and get ourselves an advisor. So we'll go ahead and grab one of these. So we've got 3 applications here, so the average salary really isn't a lot. Okay, so this guy is a salary of 8,000, which really isn't a lot, but he's only age 15. Which I would say is quite young, but just left school because he was only interested in planes. He really does know a lot about them. Doesn't sound bad. Evaluation is very talented. We've now got here a security manager, he was previously. Wee bit higher in salary, understandable. Very highly gifted. And his bio's interesting there. And then we've also got this one here, he's just talented. That's not good enough for me. So it's going to be between Arnold Rander and Peter Higgins. And I don't know which one to go for, to be honest. I'm kind of wanting to give this kid a go, to be honest. I mean, he's only 15, but very highly gifted and very talented. Like, what is the difference? I don't know. And if this guy's cheaper, we're going to give the kid a shot. So there we go. So that's him hired. So I can't remember what he produces me. I think he produces me like a report every day or something. Let's just go ahead and talk and have a look. So let's go ahead, show me the file with my advisor. So I've got one advisor and that's him there. So hopefully he will start to produce some stuff tomorrow. Let's go ahead and look at my flight attendants and see if we can go ahead and maybe shake things up and make things a little better. So show me the file with flight attendants. Right, so I have 8 flight attendants all in all, so the average salary is 6,200. So you're very highly gifted. Basically, if there's someone who evaluation like isn't that great and their satisfaction isn't amazing, and I feel there could be room for improvement, then I'll probably fire them and hire someone else. That is really the logic here. Right, so Anne Fields, you seem fine, or Annie Fields. This person here is only gifted, Doris. 96% satisfaction, oh, so that's fine. This here, this is only average, so we're down to average. So gifted I'm happy about, average I'm not happy about. So we've got quite a few gifted, which I feel we could do better. All the satisfaction's at 96%, but we've got an average. I don't like average. So we have a mixture, to be honest, actually. We do have one average in here, though. I really don't like that. Average. We should be doing much better than average. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a replacement for this person here, and then unfortunately you're going to get the boot. That's just the way things work, but we need to go ahead and improve the airline. This is about running the airline, and we need to go ahead and have the best airline, and the best airline has the best flight attendants. It's as simple as that. Anyway, so we're looking for something very highly gifted is good, very talented. I'm literally just doing it by salary, which is the most expensive, because in general that means the best. Right, so there's one there that I like the look of, and it was this one here, very talented. So, experienced flight attendant landed a plane herself 2 years ago when the pilot locked himself in the restroom. Right, okay, well that's obviously bullshit. But 7,000 salary, very talented, age 30, I'll go ahead and take you, no problem. So with you added in there, we can go ahead and fire the person who was only like average. And I guess that's a start to going ahead and improving our flight attendants. So let's go ahead and check flight attendants. We've got 9 staff now. So where's the average one? This one here. So we're just going to go ahead and fire you. Has just finished her economic study and now she wants a real job. Did you get fired? Yep, you did. So that's you, I guess, in the hired list now. So you're fired, so we should be down to 8 flight attendants. Back to the original amounts. However, the overall average salary is higher because we now have someone better in that position. So hopefully in the next meeting we go into everything, hopefully the flight attendant should be a wee bit better, you know, in the meeting. That should hopefully get mentioned. I don't know if it will, because we've only made one improvement, and it was just a very slight improvement as well, but over time we'll go ahead and change up probably quite a lot of flight attendants and also pilots, and see what the advisor says as well, and just see what we can do about staff, and just see if we can nail down that aspect of our airline as well. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here. So the profit on return from New York is 94,000, which is our highest so far, so that's absolutely amazing to see. 170 passengers on there, so not 100% sure on that fill rate, but it's pretty high because this plane can only take 180, so it's near enough full, which is just absolutely wonderful to see. So hopefully every single flight we do with that, we should be making about 100,000 going forward, which that is consistent and it's not reliant on orders, so I'm extremely happy about that. Going into tomorrow, there's going to be a nice payday as well. 84,000 isn't bad, then 169,000, so a not bad day. It could be better, but not bad. And then we have our first ever charter on our new Berlin route tonight as well, which will be interesting to see how that fares up. But you'll have to find out how that gets on in the next episode, because what I'm going to do is wrap this episode up here. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. Go ahead and leave a comment down below just saying why you're enjoying the series, and if there is anything that you'd like me to go ahead and do or work towards, or would you like me to go ahead and get some more staff, would you like to see me buy a new plane, so on and so forth. And that's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.